Doctor Who does Robin Hood. Not like that, but it does sound a bit naughty, doesn't it? It was a little bit kind of fan fiction-y / kind of area, but when I say does, I mean do, in a cheeky homage type way. Let's face it, that's what this episode was. A bit cheeky, a bit naughty, not really a standard Doctor Who episode, more, well, it's a crossover of Doctor Who interfering with Robin Hood. Oh, that's even worse, isn't it? Either way, it would. If you could imagine that the BBC had done a traditional Robin Hood series, a little bit Errol Flynny and a little less sort of contemporary and gritty like they did before in the noughties, this was what it would be like if Doctor Who was suddenly doing a crossover episode. Yes, it's more of a Robin Hood episode than it is Doctor Who, which is no bad thing.
You having a giraffe, mate? That was one of the worst episodes of science fiction I've ever seen in my life! And I'm a dinosaur and I live forever. Millions of years ago I was watching Doctor Who, and I don't call it Doctor Who, I call it Doctor Who the hell are you, insulting my intelligence. I may be a dinosaur with a small brain living in France, but...
If you think about the classic Doctor Who episodes of all time, the ones like Talons of Wing Chiang, which is set in Victorian London like every other episode of Doctor Who, isn't. Or Caves of Androzani, which has hardly any Doctor in it at all. And if he is there, he's being ill. And everybody shoots people with machine guns, and there's big monsters. Now obviously that's a bit like most of the Colin Baker era, well, apart from the last series, which has basically had the horror of Bonnie Langford in it.
What's it about? It's about 45 minutes long. Yeah! But now apart from that, Doctor Who meets Robin Hood, and there's a mystery. Is he really Robin Hood? Yeah, he is, mate. Oh.
Was Robot of Sherwood a big pile of medieval poo? Well, not really, but you've got to think about what Doctor Who has done with this particular genre before. Time Warrior is another example of this particular genre being poked at with a stick. There's nothing particularly postmodern about that version of medieval times either, apart from obviously an alien showing up shaped like a potato. King's Demons, yeah, that two-parter with that bloke out of Brookside in it. That's all I can remember about that.
Why does the Doctor fight with a bloody spoon when he's got a solid screwdriver in his pocket tap?
There's Anthony Ainley being French.
This was embarrassing! Doctor Who fights with a sonic screwdriver, not a piece of cutlery!
The most postmodern thing I think they could have done was somehow have a combination of all the Robin Hoods over the years. So we would have the nice pretentious 80s one with the long hair from ITV. We would have had Rocket Robin Hood, which is really cool from the 60s that I remember but nobody else does. We would have had Prince of Thieves, which is just horrendous, and Men in Tights, which is a different kind of horrendous.
Now, if they do dinosaurs on a spaceship too, I'd be right there, mate.
Imagine if all those Robins suddenly showed up at once. We didn't have one Robot of Sherwood, we had 5. Doctor Who is this brilliant TV show because it's never the same every week.
Doctor Who goes in the forest, he is not very modest. The man he meets is covered in green. If you know what I mean, he's not been sneezed at. No, this is really gets up my nose. Peace off.